bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome in on a Monday night to the high school fan zone on 100.7 The Score. I am Randy Rosetta. We're going to kick things off with Coronado back after a week off. Probably not a week off, Andrew Roy. You guys probably did a little bit of work last Monday.
Yeah.
But weren't on the radio with us. I'm with Andrew Roy, first-year Coronado coach, and Allen Gant, who I want to call a defensive back, but also a guy who had 99 yards on 2 carries the other night against Lubbock Cooper. That's pretty good average right there.
Yeah, that's a good average.
I was teasing Coach afterwards. I said I'd probably find a way to get the ball in his hands a little bit more if he's going to average 50 yards a pop. Last week you guys went to Lubbock Cooper, took on the then number 9 ranked Lubbock Cooper Pirates, stood toe-to-toe with them for 24 minutes. Great first half. Cub Patton comes out and kicks a field goal right at the end. I talked to Chip Darden today. That was a little bit of a momentum shift for them. I don't know if it was for you guys, but it got them kind of redirected a little bit. Then an untimely turnover in the third quarter, and things kind of got away from you a little bit. You ended up losing 45-17, but I didn't think that was a 4-touchdown game. I thought you guys played really well against a very good team, just happened to get away from you there a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that even with the field goal going into halftime, we still felt confident. You know, we put some stuff together. Allen had a tremendous first half and put us in position to be where we can go compete. And so we felt really comfortable going into halftime. We come out at halftime, we start to drive, and we get a tip ball, and, man, Big Mo took over. Yep. We get a tip ball, and they intercept it and take it down to like the 10 or the 5 or something, go in and score. Next possession, interception again, and Big Mo was on our back, and it was a wrap. So That's a good football team, man.
Math's not my best subject, but I think I put in the recap that you guys ran 3 plays. They picked the ball off twice and scored 2 touchdowns in about a minute and a half or something like that, and that'll turn the game around.
That's tough to come back from.
Now, what you didn't mention is right before the interception, you ran a little halfback, I don't know what you call that, a reverse halfback pass that got you about 30 yards. So you guys you erased whatever momentum they had gotten at halftime and had a chance to maybe go in, kick a field goal of your own,
and we did. We knew we were going to come out with that at half. We decided to sit our starting quarterback at half and let JJ come back. But we knew we had that play in our bag, and we knew we were going to come out with that. And he threw it. I thought he was going to throw it to Dom, and he threw it to the other receiver, and it ended up working. And we thought we were working. If we score right there, who knows? You know what I mean?
Well, in the first half, throwing the ball was about the only thing Allen didn't do.
Yeah.
Had a 75-yard touchdown on a little reverse jet sweep, and then I don't want to reveal any secrets here, but out of punt formation, you ran, I think, 24, 25 yards.
Yes.
Now, that was a bad snap. The snap came back a little wonky.
Yeah.
Was that somewhat by design, or did you just see open space?
I dropped it, and then I was like, I'm just going to run and go get the first down. And I ended up getting this. I was like, let's work. And then offense went back on, and then they ended up scoring. So I was like real excited for that.
I thought you were going to get to the end zone again.
Yeah.
And Chip, when I talked to him today, made a good point. And Andrew, you may agree with this. A lot of times on a bad snap, players just tend to flock to the ball.
Inside, everything gets inside.
Yeah, and they think, I'm going to tackle
with
things
Allen's
there.
Speed.
When you got this guy's wiggle.
And he has that kind of, we give him that wiggle room. If you see it, if you can go, you can go. So
you guys had a lot of big plays offensively in the first half besides the kind of makeshift one there.
Yeah.
You guys did a lot of good things on offense. What did you like about what was going on there in those first 24 minutes?
Well, obviously the reverse to Allen. We want to get the ball in Allen's hands as much as we can, and we've only done it. We're not trying to reveal a lot before district, but
right.
I think he had 2 touches. With the punt. There's some things that he can do offensively that can help us out. He knows. Even we talk about it all the time. Last year I tried to get him the ball in his hands, and we couldn't get it done. But we're going to do some things offensively where he can get the ball, 5-6 times a game. He touches the ball one time and goes 75 yards. He's obviously explosive, so that's one thing we want to do, and we did a good job of it. But missing guys offensively, defensively, I thought we did a good job of, doing what we wanted to do. Obviously, Finch didn't have the game that we wanted him to, but we had 2 O-linemen out sick, and they'll be back this week, so he'll be back, and he'll have another big game this week.
And that got to tip your helmet to Lubbock Cooper. They knew that DeMarion was your guy. They locked in on him a little bit. Absolutely. I'm not sure which one of your assistant coaches I was sitting next to in the booth. He was on the other side of the glass, but as soon as Allen got the ball in his hands on that little jet, he said touchdown. So he must have seen it in practice and saw that you guys called it at the right time against the right setup, because either that or he was just really guessing well.
They've seen it before, anytime we do it in practice or, even in scrimmage against Randall, we gave him the ball one time and he goes 75 yards against Randall. He's explosive, man, and that's just something that he brings to the table. And I've always known that he can do it, and so that's just something that we want to, put out there and let him get a chance to go show his talent.
Alan, one of the shows last week I was talking about that when I played, I didn't get to stay at quarterback because I would give the play away. I would get excited if I knew I was about to do something. So you're a defensive guy.
Yeah.
How do you go out there and visually don't give it away because you knew you were going to get the ball? How do you kind of
sometimes I try to make it seem like I don't know what I'm doing.
That's pretty smart.
And then I just, after the play snap, when we snap the ball, I get locked in and stuff, and then I just go out there and perform, really.
So I mentioned that your assistant coach knew it pretty quick. Once you got the ball in your hands the other night, how quickly did you know, I think I'm going to get this?
I didn't really know, but I ended up getting it, and I broke for a lot of yards, and then I ended up scoring. I was like, well, and then.
Is that your first offensive touchdown in a varsity game?
Yes, sir.
That's a nice accomplishment. Yeah. I'm assuming you've done something on defense or special teams.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about what could have gone different in the second half in that game, and then we're going to talk a little bit about Abilene Wylie coming up on Thursday night. That game is at Lowry Field. We'll be on 96.9 The Bull. We'll be back on the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the Mustang Fan Zone. I'm Randy Rosetta. This is 100.7 The Score. We're talking Coronado football tonight. Lost a game that was a little bit closer than the final score might indicate, 45-17, after beating Wichita Falls Legacy 41-34 the first week.
Yes, sir.
And now those Wichita Falls teams are starting to make that tour through all these teams out here, because I think that's Friendship goes out there this week, and then of course Lubbock Cooper will play both of them in district play.
Right.
We mentioned Isaiah. You made a change at quarterback at halftime. Was it halftime or late first half?
It was late first half.
That's what I thought.
He came out.
That's the first time I've seen Josh Villalobos play, and I was pretty impressed. He threw a couple of interceptions. One of them was the tip drill, which happens in football.
Yeah.
The other one, I think it just got away from him. And as a DB will attest to, something that's when your eyes get big and you just want to make sure you catch a ball in that situation.
Sir.
But I thought, other than those two throws, I thought he really played fairly well. Got the ball to a lot of different guys.
He did, man. I don't want to misquote his stats, but he was really good on stats minus the 2 interceptions.
I came prepared.
There you go. I mean, coming in. And so this was something we dealt with this summer, with Isaiah going down this summer. We didn't know if we wanted to go to College Station with our 7-on-7s, but I was like, man, it's a time that we get to bond, as a team. And we went down there and we let Josh go and run the offense down there. So we got a chance to see what he could do. And then he comes in second quarter and throws a touchdown pass, and we're ready to go. We're going in fired up. And so at halftime, we're thinking, all right, let's go and let's throw everything at him, see what he can do, and we'll leave Isaiah out. We could have let Isaiah play a little bit, but we decided to see what, he could do. And, we just want to be prepared for the upcoming long season.
I mentioned he got the ball to a lot of different guys. That impressed me, too, that there were a lot of guys ready and willing to catch the ball. You guys have a little bit more depth, some more kind of bells and whistles on this offense maybe than you were able to show last year.
Yeah, that's something over the offseason, me taking over, I wanted to, I don't want it to be a one-horse, program. When Allen's gone, who's going to step up? You know what I mean? So we want to develop kids, and Allen does a great job of talking to the younger guys below him and getting those guys prepared. So we want to develop guys that are below our seniors, and this is a great senior class, but we want to be prepared for the future as well.
Defensively, you guys gave up some yards, gave up some points, but what did you like about what you saw against Lubbock Cooper that you feel like will give you some building blocks now moving forward, starting Thursday night against Abilene Wylie?
Well, 2 weeks in a row we've gone against a D1 commit.
Yep.
Last week it was Michael, and he's a great competitor. And I think we held him like 5 catches.
He caught a few balls.
He went out and he dove for one for like 60-something.
Yeah.
He went up and caught one in the end zone. But we kind of held him in check. But we need to stop the run game. So, and that's something we're dealing with, trying to find some linebackers to step up and help in that category right there. So we want to make sure that we're stopping the run game. We think we can stop the passing game right now with everybody that we have in the secondary. But we want to stop the run game.
It starts with this guy, Allen Gant, who's an Arizona commit. How cool is it when you get to go against somebody like Michael Deaver from Lubbock Cooper, who's a Texas Tech commit, knowing that you guys could face each other for 4 years after this?
It was exciting for me because we was talking on Snapchat talking about like how we going to go against each other. And it was like we were just talking like, well, let's just go work. And then we both was just showing out, really.
You guys don't play friendship this season, so you don't get to take a crack at Leighton Stone and Chase Campbell. Those are the other D1 guys you can kind of stack up against, see where you're going. As you move forward, Coach mentioned your leadership, what you're bringing to the defense. What does the defense have to start to do to get better now? As he mentioned, you guys are well-equipped to defend the pass. What do you want to see you guys do to get better now?
Just stay positive and don't get down after one play, really. And just keep our heads up and then just play hard, really. Because sometimes, like, after one play, they'll just get down. But I be trying to make sure they just keep their head up, really.
Well, and that's going to be key from week to week as well. You guys had a great emotional win the first week.
Yeah.
Tough second week. Now you got to get back up in a little bit of a short week, but not too terrible.
Yeah, sir.
That's going to be Abilene Wylie Thursday night. We're going to talk about that when we come back from break. Reminder, that game is on 96.9 The Bull. We'll go through the radio list later, all the games that Raymar is going to cover. This is Randy Rosetta, and this is 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the latest news from Coronado Athletics. This is the Mustang Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
We are back with one more segment of the Mustang Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. Coronado gets back to work at 7 p.m. Thursday at Lowry Field against Abilene Wylie, which got their first official game in the other night. Their first one at Brownwood got weathered out, so they played Monterey last week. Beat the Plainsmen 29-28. Monterey was in position to at least get a chance at a game-winning field goal on the last snap of the game, and things kind of went awry, so Abilene Wylie escaped. Andrew, you know Abilene Wylie a little bit from being an Abilene guy growing up down there. That's a program that's just steadily grown. The school district steadily grown, and now they're a very solid 5A program.
Absolutely, man. They've grown. When I got into coaching, I was in Snyder, and they were 4A and 3A for a while. 4A, they made trips to the state championship game, and it's a program that's, got a lot of tradition. They're going to have a lot of kids. They're going to have a lot of fans, and they'll travel well. And it's one of those programs. That's why I put them on the schedule, because just like Lubbock Cooper, I want to see how good we are. I think they're kind of similar to what we are and see where we're at.
When you can coach at a school long enough where they name the stadium after you, you've done some things right, and it's you stand for stadium down there in Abilene. So
yeah, absolutely. And Clay Martin was a part of that staff. Hugh Sandifer staff. I I'm guessing, but I guess he's been there 35 years, and I know since I came in coaching, he's been there as a head baseball coach and defensive coordinator, and now he's taking over as head football. But he's been there for a long time, man.
Something about those former baseball guys sliding over to football in there. Did you know Coach was a pretty good baseball player?
I didn't even know that.
Yes. You have to tell him some stories about that guy you played with. That's
I might have to tell him some stories, man. Show him how I can swing it.
Tell him how you had to control John Lackey a little bit, get him pointed in the right direction, and it worked because he's
there you go.
World Series champion at least once, right? Or maybe twice.
Played with some good ones, man.
Yes, you did. Well, you're a football coach now, and you're getting a defense in particular, not your offense, I think. From what I've seen, and the stats look like they're ready to take on just about anybody. You want your defense to get a little bit better now, and you're taking on a team that's got a quarterback that can zip it a little bit. Bear Ming, whose dad's the offensive coordinator. So those two probably talk a little bit of offense over dinner once in a while.
Man, I'm sure they're talking a lot of offense, at home, and he's a great kid. It looks like he's got the offense under control, knows what he's doing. We're going to try to control him. And we're still missing some guys, and, we talk about that, how good we're going to be once we get full strength. But we got some guys in place that we think we're going to go out and put a good game plan together.
And Allen, that the negative is that guys are out. But the positive is you're getting some younger guys, some guys who maybe wouldn't be in this spot, some experience as the season goes on, because as you know, you're going to need a lot more than just 11 guys. How important is that for you guys early in the season to get those guys used to the speed, used to the everything they're going to see at varsity level?
It's real important because sometimes they not used to this varsity stuff. So I try to make it comfortable for them, so they be able to know what hole to hit, or they know what they're doing really, and have positive energy out there instead of just being nervous and scared to go. Play defense and stuff. But I try to keep it positive with them. It's not that hard. All you got to do is just listen, really. But, yeah.
Allen getting some chances to frustrate Bear Ming is going to be probably one of the keys. What are a couple other keys both sides of the ball for you against Abilene Wylie?
Just learn how to line up. They're going to try to formation us, motion us, and, kind of like we want to do on offense. They're going to try to do the same thing. So we're going to get lined up. Make sure we're communicating. That's been a big deal. We're missing, I think I've said this all summer, we got two of the best safeties in the state with Abraham Ragland and Allen Gant, and we've been missing Abe, from the ACL since last year. But once we get them back, we'll be good. So Allen's been trying to run it, and he's talking to younger guys and trying to get them set up, and it's a different speed. So we're going to get lined up, and we're going to try to be successful.
And you guys did not wade into the shallow end either. You're getting those guys tested pretty good.
With some good competition.
I have a feeling that Coronado's got a little bit of bounce back in it, because great emotional win, and then a great first half against Lubbock Cooper, and a lot to build on. They will be on the field at Lowry Field Thursday night, 7 p.m., 96.9 The Bull. We'll be back after the break with Eric Ward and the Matador Fan Zone. This is Randy Rosetta on 100.7 The Score.